Guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I just wanted to do a quick market update and let you guys know what I'm personally going to be watching this week and just talk about some stocks that, reacted pretty wildly in the market today. So obviously we got some news on Pfizer this morning and their vaccine showing it's more than 90% effective. And if you scroll down, they just talk about the drug, and the company said that analysts found the vaccine was pretty much almost 100% effective, which is pretty positive. Obviously, we've been in this pandemic for a while. And it says here, stocks surge. As you guys know, everything was pretty much up today except tech. So let's get into what deals are going on in the market and how we were prepared for this. So obviously, stocks are way up. Like I said, we had the Pfizer vaccine news. I don't think this huge spike up will last. We've seen this before, and I do think some kind of pullback is coming. Even if we have good vaccine news, it does feel a bit rushed, and I don't think we'll really snap back to reality this quickly, back to, normal everyday life. So tech was down and value stocks were up. And by value stocks, I mean like the airlines, the recovery stocks, the resorts. And I think that's just because people feel like maybe there's less risk now because we're getting closer. So I actually do hope tech continues to sell off because I would love to buy some tech on the dips. And I remember last time this happened, let's pull up the chart. I think it was around June 8th when everything spiked up and then quickly sold off after some more bad news came. And I'm just wondering, will this repeat? So I am definitely keeping my buying power heavy and ready to go. So I'm going to use Wynn Resorts as an example. It's just because it's one of the recovery stocks that I'm actually invested in, and I've been following them for quite some time. So you can see, before everything went down, they were trading up in the 150 mark, and then they dropped all the way down, below 50. And then on June 8th, I believe we got some good news back then. Everything went up, and they went from basically what they just did recently in the 70s all the way into the hundreds again. And then shortly after that, a couple weeks later, they were already back down to the 70s again. And if we look at their 1 week chart, so I was buying them back. I actually alerted the Discord group that I was buying Wynn Resorts. I even made a video on it, pointing it out. And I think it was Virgin Galactic, Wynn Resorts, Lemonade, just a couple of these other stocks. And I point them all out in my Discord. I try to alert everyone. So you guys can definitely join that for free. I try to alert people when I buy things, whenever I buy them, whenever I have time to alert people. I do work full time, so it's not always the easiest. And you can kind of, take my alerts and then go do your own research on it and see if you like what I'm buying. But anyway, I alerted the Discord that I was buying Wynn Resorts under $72. And then we got this news today, and they're up in the hundreds now. So that was a pretty big gain. This happened with multiple stocks out there. You got the airlines shooting up. You have quite a few other ones shooting up today. But it kind of makes me wonder, will we have a repeat of what happened on June 8th, in a couple weeks here, going into the winter with more cases rising? I don't know. It's just something to be cautious about and prepared for. So some stocks to talk about that I noticed today, and feel free to comment, what you're looking at in the market in the section below. So I recently talked about Wynn. That's way up right now. There's quite a few others we discussed in the Discord as well. Travel recovery stocks are doing very well. We saw Disney shoot up, airlines, pretty much everything around that sector. Stay-at-home stocks are down. A lot of people are talking about those right now. Zoom, DocuSign, I want to say like Netflix. I didn't even look at Netflix today, but I'm sure they're down as well. I personally added DocuSign. Zoom is interesting. I just haven't done enough research on them to know if I want to hold them. DocuSign may be a swing trade. I haven't decided yet, but I know that they're a pretty solid company, and I feel comfortable buying them. And I scooped up some shares around $200. Now, Beyond Meat is another one. They reported some poor earnings, kind of a volatile stock, and I got to pick them up after hours they sold off, way oversold, in my opinion. And that's going to be a swing trade for me. So I picked up some shares after hours, and they did have a deal with McDonald's. They started a new, Beyond Meat burger with McDonald's. So that was supposed to be some positive catalyst, but I guess their earnings were poor, so I think that's where the sell-off came from. Some more stocks. Palantir has earnings coming up on Thursday, and this stock is actually holding up nicely from running up, so I'm definitely watching that one. If there's a sell-off, I will be adding shares. Workhorse had bad earnings, but it seems like this was expected because their price of their stock didn't really react. I think it was actually even up today. Virgin Galactic has earnings coming up, and they recently had some big news that they're going to be, doing these flights soon. So that's pretty awesome. I've been adding shares under $20, and I believe it crossed that $20 mark today. So just buy on the dips, and I'm holding that one for a very long time. I'm not even looking at it, to be honest. Lemonade has recovered a lot since I was buying it under $53, and I made a video on it. I believe it was around $53 or $55 when I made that video, and they are well above $60 now. So we'll see if they can keep that up or if they sell off, and then I'll add some more shares. NEO is doing exceptionally well. I thought they were going to pump and dump and be very quickly back into the 30s or even less. So it surprised me that they're holding up so well in the 40s, and they do have earnings on 11/17. So, we'll see how that goes. I would be very careful with NEO at these prices, but if you're long on them, I think you'll be fine. But if you are shorting them or swing trading them, or you don't want to get caught holding a bag, just be careful at these prices. Fisker is on a nice run. They did have a price target upgrade today, and that is the reason for their surge. So we'll see if they can keep that up. But that was pretty cool just because I know they're not a SPAC anymore, but SPACs have been having it rough. So it's nice to see SPACs in the green. And I know ChargePoint, Switchback Energy is doing very well today as well. So I really like seeing SPACs or former SPACs do well. And last but not least, Apple has an event tomorrow. So that will be very interesting to see how Apple stock reacts, since tech did sell off. And Apple events are interesting. They usually do sell off a bit. So that's just one I'll be watching, and if it does sell off, I'll be adding more shares. So I kind of hope it does. Really quickly, some more on what the Fed and Biden said today. So the Fed said delinquency rates on commercial mortgage-backed securities have spiked. Biden says that there's a dark winter coming and a vaccine likely not available for months. And personally, even when it is available, I don't think people are going to jump and rush to take it if it's not needed. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do think he's very right that going into flu season, there's going to be more cases and more uncertainty. So just be prepared for that. Uncertainty remains high, and investor risk sentiment could shift quickly if recovery proves less promising or efforts to contain the virus disappoint. That is what I think is going to happen. I do think we're going to get more selling and more uncertainty, but it's great to see the market green today. Sources of vulnerability in household business sectors unevenly distributed, and disruptions in global dollar funding markets are important risk to financial system. So that's basically, the update I got today, and I just want to share that with you guys. So the conclusion is we saw this before, and I think that it's far from over. Like I said, I love a green market, but tread carefully. Any bad vaccine news could easily flip the market, where you see the shift go back to tech and stay at home, and then the value stocks sell off. Stocks shot up a ton, so it's likely that we will have a pullback in the coming weeks. That's just my opinion, but we can play things both ways. Be smart and buy on dips, buy your favorite companies, and we saw how that works out if you're patient. And if you guys are in the Discord, you can see the top picks that I like and where I want to buy these stocks. Some of the prices may seem a little outlandish right now. I think I have Square, I want to buy it at like under $150 or something. And I think that'd be a steal, and hopefully that opportunity comes, but it's always smart to set what you want to buy up and your buy targets for them. And basically, buy on red days. Be careful buying at all-time highs. It's more risk. If you believe in a company, you should love when they sell off and when the price drops, because you can scoop shares up for on sale. Long-term outlook is almost always better with stocks. Buy in waves and prepare. Expect some corrections. This is going to happen. We saw it before. But if you are long on the stock, don't let daily fluctuations ruin your outlook on that company. You can even just ignore it and you come back to it and it's likely going to be just fine. That's pretty much it, guys. Please like and subscribe. Get your free stocks when you sign up with Robinhood or Webull. Links are in the description, and have a good one.
Getting money, I just went up in my style. Up in traffic, never lacking in a draw.